Hey everyone, I am having a wonderful day. I hope you are too. I am back. It's after Christmas and we had a much needed break because we were all super sick over the holidays. And I am going to take you all along with me after Christmas shopping. We're going to go to a couple of thrift stores. We're going to see what's on clearance, and then I'm going to share what I buy today. So I didn't have too much luck at Michael's. It was a little picked over, and honestly, the discounts weren't that great for what was left. So here I am at a brand new Goodwill that I have not been to. It's a little bit further out from where my parents live, but my mom told me about it and she told me to check it out because we hadn't been here before. So I am going to go and check this new Goodwill. All right, so it is now the next day, and I'm still at my parents' house. I wasn't able to film the thrift haul when I got home because it was dark and gloomy and stormy, and it was already nighttime. And since I don't have my lighting equipment here, I had to be like the following day when it was nice and bright again. So I'm going to do my best to share everything that I got while I was here. I did get to go to Hobby Lobby. I made it to Michael's. I did go to a couple of Goodwills and then one a thrift store. So this is everything that I got. I am going to start with like the after Christmas sales because I do appreciate going to the stores where everything is on sale after Christmas and seeing what they have left over and using some of those items for the following year. It's just something that I enjoy because obviously you get a nice discount, and then you get to find a few little things that you can use in the future. So let's start with Michael's. So when I went to Michael's, it was honestly pretty picked over. There wasn't a lot of stuff that I honestly really wanted, and they're only having a 60% off sale at this time. So, I mean, it's just a little bit more than half off, which is what they usually have before the holiday. So, things to me were honestly still a little expensive, um, even though it was after Christmas. So, I did get this though, because it was the only one in the entire store and I couldn't pass it up. It was originally $9.99 and it was 60% off. So, I got it for $4. And it's a beautiful little plastic bell. It isn't the prettiest bell in the world, but I love the size. And I figure if I spray painted to make it look like metal, I think I can make it look even better for next year. And I could use it finally in my new house once we're moved in, because that is the goal. We are going to be in the house and we're going to be able to decorate for Christmas. So I go ahead and got this, and I thought for $4, I could make something really pretty out of it for the home. The other thing that I got at Michael's, which was actually 75% off, and there was all of the Ashland decor for Christmas was actually 75% off. However, there just wasn't much that honestly I was interested in. And I did get this little plate because I thought it was just absolutely darling. And this was only about $3.89. And I have actually been collecting little plates like this so that when Christmas comes around next year, I have like a small little assortment of little dishes that we can use. Or I can put this like on a nightstand when I decorate our bedroom for Christmas. Then I can put like my jewelry at the end of the day and just have something like this instead for the season. So I thought this was really cute. They only had one of these left. So I went ahead and picked this one up, and I just thought it was just a darling little plate that I could add to my Christmas decor next year. The last two things I got at Michael's were these gift related gift wrap or tissue. This was only $2. And you get quite a bit of them in here. I think there was like 36 pieces. And then this one, there's 6 little bags, and I also got this for $2 as well. I like to have these on hand for gifts and stuff, and this is neutral enough that I can use it over the winter time for any gift giving that I have to have, as well as this right here. I like the little snowflakes, and I always like to have just little things like that because a lot of times my kids are like, oh, my friend has a birthday, or I'd like to give them something, or we're doing something at school, you name it. There's always something that comes up, and I like to have just little things like this on hand whenever something like that pops up and I have to give a little gift. So these were only $2, and they had still a ton of gift wrap stuff. So that's something that I definitely like to look at whenever I go into the sales bins. All right, the next place we're going to go to is Hobby Lobby. And again, it's more after Christmas stuff, even though there's one piece that I can use all year round. And I was actually very excited about it because it is a really pretty piece and it is the most expensive one out of the bunch. Obviously, I have not been able to go out and do clearance shopping and thrift shopping like I used to in the past just because I still don't have a place. So I can't really get a ton of stuff, but it was kind of nice since now we're just that much closer to actually having a house. I did have fun and I did get a few things. So the first thing I got were these little, this 5-pack of little nutcrackers. They were $9.99, but they were 60% off, so I only got them for $4. I like them because they're unfinished and I could do so many with them for the following Christmas. And at $4, they were less than a dollar a piece. So I think that's a really good deal. I can make them into ornaments. I can do some kind of arrangement with them. I'm not sure yet, but I love getting unfinished little pieces like this for, cheap. it just makes your Christmas tree and your Christmas experience a little bit better, a little bit more nostalgic, a little bit more just cozy when you know that you did something. You didn't just buy your ornaments, you actually helped make them come to life. So I'm excited for these. The next thing is something for me and my daughters. I actually enjoy watching like mini model building and just mini doll houses and all that stuff. And my 9-year-old Araceli, she loves it also. She loves the teeniest, tiniest little things. And I saw this and I thought this would be something nice for us to do for the following Christmas to have it set up. And so this was $30 originally, and there's a lot of components to it. As you can see, there's just so many tiny little things we're going to get to put together. But with a discount, it was only $12, which I thought was, pretty good for an actual model, little miniature kit. And so me and the girls are going to work on this so we can have that one. And it'll be a project that we can do together for the following Christmas. And I thought this was really sweet. So yeah, they still had a few of these left over, but unfortunately they didn't have any more. They just had this style. If they would have had other kinds, I would have picked them up too. The following item is this cute table runner. And I just love the little bells that are on the bottom. So adorable. And I love the nice, stripe pattern. And it's just very simple. It's nothing that's overwhelming. I could put this on an entrance table, on my dining table. I could put this on a dresser. Um, Lots of different possibilities. And I absolutely love the little bells on the end. So I got this one. This one was originally $21.99. And I want to say it ended up being like $8 with a discount. So I thought this was really nice. It's super nice quality. It's the Robert Stanley collection, which they do really nice things for Hobby Lobby. So this one I'm excited about to hopefully use for next Christmas. The final thing I got from Hobby Lobby is this beautiful Lazy Susan, again from the Robert Stanley collection. This was $39.99 and it ended up being only $16. And I think for a nice solid wood, and let me look how big this thing is. Look how big it is compared to my head. um, for it being a Lazy Susan and being really nicely built, and I can use this all year long. I think $16 was actually a pretty good deal for this. So I went ahead and picked that up because there's only 2 left on the shelves. So I wanted to make sure that I got me one of these. So yeah, I cannot wait to use this in my kitchen when it's finally said and done. And I think it'll just add, even more charm to it because I do love the color is perfect. I love how it's nice and rustic, but just perfect. I'm so excited. All right, so now we're going to go to the Goodwills. I went to 2 different Goodwills and I got a few things that actually were so pretty and for year round. The first thing that I found was this huge drum shade. And you guys, look how big this thing is. I can barely fit it in my screen. Now, a drum shade this size can easily cost $39.99 at home. And I only got this one for $5.99. And it has a little bit of dirt on the inside that I need to wipe down. And the inside liner has a little puncture in it, but you can't even tell. It's like literally right behind here. And you can't even tell it's punctured right there from the inside. So just a good steam cleaning. And that's it. I can put it on any kind of ceiling light if I want to, or I can use this, which is probably what I'll use it more for, would be for a floor lamp. I love the texture. I love the color. I don't have to do anything with it. Just put it on a floor lamp and it's done. And it only cost me $6. The next thing I purchased at that same Goodwill is this large bowl. Again, look at the size of this stuff. This thing is huge. And it's actually wood. It's wood. Now this one only cost me $3.09 for this right here. And it does have like a little nick right here, but I can fill that in with a little bit of wood filler, sand it down, and it'll be good as new. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the finish because I don't really care for the bright gold, but we can change that with some paint. But I thought this would be absolutely lovely to display either, just decorative like balls that you can put in or just different seasonal items and stuff. And I thought For $3, this one's totally worth it, and I can't wait to change it up and make it my own. But yeah, another amazing find with just a little bit of DIYing. The third thing I found at that Goodwill was this right here. And I ended up seeing, after I'd already got it rung up and packaged, that it had a little bit of like a nick right here, but you kind of barely even feel it and you barely even see it. So it's okay. I'm not going to use this for drinking. But I got this for only $2.09. And I think this would just be beautiful with like a little tea light inside on a bookshelf with, books and decor and stuff and just lit. I just think it's so pretty. It looks so delicate. The glasswork is just gorgeous. And for $2, having something like this on a shelf or on a table with a little bit of with like a little candlelight glow is just absolutely charming. I'm really trying to gather unique things for the home and be able to pair it with some of the stuff that I already have on hand, as well as some of the things that I find here, because I just want my home, when I come in and start decorating it, for it to feel very unique and very curated and just very homey. And just little things like this is just what's going to make the difference when I start decorating it when the time comes. Now, the last thing I found at this Goodwill was this right here. And there are little lampshades. These are black, and the inside is just this really pretty gold, actually. And this one was $7.09. And there's four of them, so they ended up being a little bit over a dollar, like $1.75 a piece. And I think that they're perfect. I don't have to do much to them. Honestly, the black actually looks really nice and elegant. And one thing that you guys don't know, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys, it's about how I'm lighting up the house. In builder grade homes, you don't get a lot of sconces in your, pre-existing lighting. And usually you have to add those in after the fact. Well, one of the things that our electrical has taken a little bit longer has been because of the fact that I'm trying to add mood lighting wherever I know that I want it. And one of the things that I'm adding throughout the house in lots of different areas are sconces, because I absolutely love the way they look. I love the ambiance. I love the elegance that they give to a room. And I love the fact that you can change them out different seasons with the different looks. And it automatically changes up the look of the sconce just by changing out the shade. And if you know anything, these are actually quite expensive when you start looking at them in high-end stores. So I found these four, and I thought about covering them up, but I do kind of like the black. I'm not sure yet. And they're in pretty good condition, all four of them. If anything, all I might need to do is add like a little bit of a Sharpie touch up right there in a couple of little areas, and you won't even know that they were, used at any point. So I have four, and there's actually four sconces in a particular area that you can see all four sconces at once. So I made sure that I had one for each of those. And yeah, I'm just really excited. You guys, there's going to be so many opportunities to change the look of the space just by this. So I went ahead and picked these up because I thought that was just definitely a big deal. All right, so the last thing I bought at this Goodwill was this basket. Now, this basket, I think it might be a planter or it might be a trash can. I'm not sure. I'm sure you can use it for either one. This one was $4.09. And I figured this would look really pretty if I stained it darker. And if I put it, or if I used it as a base for like a tall plant in the home. And obviously, you guys know when you see baskets brand new in stores, they're ridiculously expensive. And to me, having like a pot holder basket to put on the outside of a plant base for only $4 was totally worth it, especially since it already had the liner and it's protected in case any water or anything or dirt comes out. So yeah, I got this one. And again, it's a pretty good size, as you can see next to my face. So yeah, totally worth it for $4. All right, so now we're going to the next Goodwill, and this is the one that I hadn't been to before. The first thing that I picked up was this little piece right here. And this is an actual marble, like tea light holder. And it's from Threshold. It's actually from Target. And I think, yeah, it's a Threshold white marble and copper tea light holder. It was originally $15 at Target. However, I only got it for $2.50 some cents because this week the yellow was on sale. So I got half off of the tag right here. And I love it that it's marble. I love that it's real. I love that it's heavy. What I don't like is this part right here. However, that's a quick fix. I can spray paint that for a different color and it'll be nice and new and perfect for my decor. So I was actually excited about this, especially since it's a real solid piece of marble. And something like this just adds a lot of interest to either a desk, a tabletop, a side table, a dresser, or even a bookshelf. So I thought this was a nice little unique piece to have um, for maybe my husband's study. The sun's going in and out, so my lighting keeps changing, so I apologize for that. The next thing I picked up at this Goodwill is actually from the Christmas section. And I usually don't pick up a lot of stuff because I never find anything really good. However, I found this wreath and it's again a really good size. And I only got it for $3, as you can see. If you can see, there it is. And so I thought this is great because a lot of times just this part right here from Hobby Lobby costs like $9. And so I thought this is a really good base, a nice place to start off from. I can fix berries, I can take them out, I can add new berries, I can add different kind of greenery, I can add different kind of color to it, and I can make it into like a winter wreath. So there's a lot of stuff to do, and I thought for only $3, this was totally worth it. The next thing that I bought, I absolutely love, and I don't even have to do much to them except clean them up really good. And it was this right here. Look at this beautiful metal rope candle sconce. Like, look at it. It's so pretty. The funny thing is that I actually found one at first and I was so excited to see it. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. It was only $1.09. And I was like, these usually come in pairs. How awesome would it be if I can find the second one? So I decided to go ahead and put it in the cart and start looking around. And lo and behold, in the next aisle over, I found the second one. And yes, it's extremely dirty. Yeah, really bad. But that's honestly the only thing that I had to do with it because I really like the color. I think there's nothing wrong with the color. The only thing that I would do is I would actually change this back here, maybe add a thicker foam so it can hold the glass a little bit better and not compromise the integrity of the actual like mirror, and just clean it up and hang it up. I think this would be darling in like a bathroom, in a bedroom, in a girl's room, in a little like corner nook in the hallway or something. There's so many possibilities with this, and I cannot wait to put these in the house because for $1 and they're actual metal. All right, this next item that I found, I bought 3 of them. And I have been looking for this for quite some time because I have a DIY, again, for the following Christmas that I want to do so bad with these. Now, you can find these all the time at your local thrift stores. And they're usually a dime a dozen. However, I was looking for a particular look and I was able to find one at this thrift store. And it's just these lampshades that you can see like pretty much everywhere. The minute that you change a bathroom light fixture, these are going to go to the Goodwill. So these were only $1.99 and I got 3 of them. And the reason I picked this one is because of the glass work, which reminded me a ton of this right here. Most of the time you see very cheap, like frosted looking ones or just very plain looking ones. And when I saw this, it reminded me of this that I had already picked. And there was 3 of them, so I picked all 3 up and I cannot wait to use these for a DIY because I saw it online and I just have to try it myself. So yes, 3 of these for $1.99 and I think it's going to be totally worth it. The last thing I picked up at this Goodwill was this vase. And oh my gosh, I could not leave without it. It is so heavy. And it only cost me $3.09. And it is beautiful. Now, I don't really care for the burgundy color because it's not really a color that I use in my decor. So obviously the color is going to change. I'm going to repaint this. I'm going to make it my own. But the fact that it is so large and it's super solid, and it is like a cement vase, pretty much. I don't know where it's from. You can tell that they used it as a floral arrangement prior because there's green, like bits of foam on the bottom. But this right here is a statement piece that would go so beautifully on a table or on an island or on a dresser. So I'm excited about this. I love the texture of it. I love that it's really heavy and really well made. So yeah, I could not go away without picking that up. So I actually almost forgot. I actually stopped at another Goodwill. So I actually ended up going to 3 different ones. And I looked out yet again with even more of these. Now, these ones are actually not as pretty as the black ones that I had found previously in the other Goodwill. But these ones are perfect for recovering. And I cannot wait because I have seen so many tutorials on how to recover lampshades, and it's really easy. And I thought, okay, at $2 a piece, and there's like 10 of them. And actually there was more, but I didn't get them all because some of them were a little bit, they weren't as preserved as these. And I thought, I don't need that many right now. But I have 10 of these, and they're all in good condition. They're just not that pretty. So eventually I will be making these over for the sconces in my home. And again, just using different fabrics, different textures, different colors. It's just going to be able to create different moods, and I can use different ones for different seasons throughout the house. So I'll be collecting a ton of these going forward wherever I can see it. And again, the beautiful, like the pleated fabric ones that you see online, they're actually quite expensive. And if I can do that look for less with items that I buy at the Goodwill, then it's totally worth it. And then I'll have like a collection to be able to choose from as the seasons change. So, yes, 10 more of these. The other thing that I purchased at this Goodwill was this box right here. I absolutely love having boxes on top of tables and on entrance tables and on dressers and stuff because there's just always things that accumulate. And if I can place something like a remote or a set of keys or a wallet to a designated box, that's me. And I saw this little black box like out of the corner of my eye. I was done shopping at this one because I didn't really see anything in it except those shades. And then I passed by an end cap and I see this, and it was only $3. So you can see $3.09. And it's a beautiful little wooden box. It has a little nick right here. And again, I can fix that with a little bit of wood filler and repainting it. And I like everything. I think this is beautiful little inlay, and all I got to do is just give it a new little coat of paint or finish, and I think it'll be perfect to add to any kind of tabletop. Okay, so now we're down to the last item. And the last thing that I bought was at another thrift store that I had actually never been to before. It happened to be in the area of one of the Goodwills that I went to, so I decided to just stop by. And I'm so glad I did. Now, this one was actually more of a boutique style thrift store. It was a very high end thrift store. I had to ask the lady, I was like, "Are you sure this stuff has been donated?" And she's like, "Yeah, everything in here has been donated." Their prices are actually much higher than like a regular thrift store, more like an antique shop. And that's okay. Their stuff was curated in a very beautiful way. Their store was super clean, super organized. They really took care of how they displayed items. And I talked to the lady and she told me a little bit more about it. All the funds help victims of human trafficking, both women and children. And I thought that was just a wonderful mission. They've been doing it for years. They actually have 2 locations if you guys ever want to visit one. They're in Georgia. One is located in Duluth, and the other one is located in Peachtree City. The one I went to was the one in Peachtree City. They get donations from like stores, boutiques that, have overstock, don't sell the items, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of things in there that have price tags on them that never been used. And there's other things that have been donated in other ways, but they seem to be very particular as to what they display and put out front. The one good thing is that they do have sales. So when I went there, everything with a yellow tag was 50% off, and everything that was Christmas left over was 75% off. And I saw these and I just had to have them. I ended up getting a total of 9 of these. I took all the ones that were left over, I cleaned them out. But they had these beautiful ornaments like this and like this. And I couldn't pass these up. Like, who would? They were originally $9 and $11. This is their original price tags. $11 and then $9 for these. They were selling them originally for $3, but since they were 75% off, They only ended up being like 75 cents. So I got a really good deal on this, obviously. I just couldn't pass these up. But look how beautiful these are. And I'm not sure if I'll keep them the color that they are or not. And I'm probably going to replace the jute with maybe like a really pretty ribbon because I think adding ribbon to an ornament is actually a lot, makes it look a little bit more higher end. But look how adorable these are. And I got 9 of them. So yeah, that was my entire haul while I've been here at my parents' house. I will say that it was very nice to go out and actually do that and enjoy myself because I feel like it's been forever since I've been out by myself and just visiting stores. And it was also really nice that everything around here is, at a pretty nice distance. I don't have to travel too far in order to go to these places. So that was helpful. That's why I was able to go to various places and, not take too much time to do it. I can't wait to show you guys how I'm going to use this stuff in the future, how I'm going to use some of this stuff in my home, and how I'm going to style some of these items. I appreciate you guys being so patient with us. But as I'm sitting right now, we're already scheduling the electrical inspection. And after that, all we have to do is insulation and drywall. And those two things are lined up, just waiting for us to pass. So I am very excited about this. The holidays obviously put us a little bit behind. Everybody was on vacation and the weather hasn't been very good. I wasn't really able to do much videos in December just because I didn't have much to share. We were done with the Christmas DIYs and we actually ended up all getting pretty sick, pretty sick. And as you can see, my voice is still not completely back, but we're feeling much better now, thank goodness. And thank you guys for coming along with me and enjoying some thrifting because it was something that I enjoyed. I hadn't gotten to do it in forever. So let me know what y'all thought of this shopping haul, and I'd love to hear which item was either your favorite or you thought was the biggest steal. I think I got some really good things, or what you're looking forward to seeing styled the most. So with that, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you guys back here very soon. Until then, adios.